Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting night of GMA Gaming competitive action. We are going to put a stop to that right now. Exciting night of GMA Gaming competitive action. I hope everybody is having a good night. For some reason, doesn't matter if I mute the tab or not, Google Chrome will cause an echo for me. So, folks, I am so hyped that you are here with me tonight for another action-packed night of League of Legends. We have a rare treat. We have 3 teams in our Cym Class Feeders Community Cup Trials night for you tonight. Team 1 is Godzilla, Saladin, Idolites, WD Fan 13, and Token. Team 2 is Amaya, Zammy, Calhop, Ravane, Diet Cuba Libre. And Team 3 is Pistol Crab, Alonzi Tardis, Goonstomp, J-Dog, and Peach. We've got a good mix of old and new players tonight, so I hope you'll find a favorite and you'll cheer for them real hard in the comments. As of right now, I am riding solo on this excursion, so I hope you will enjoy the not-so-mellow tones of my voice as we rock you like a hurricane into some fantastic League of Legends. We will get this going here in a moment. Kinos, buddy, you hop on in here. Let me get to the right lobby if I'm in one. I'm not even in a lobby, buddy. Making life hard on you. I'm in the lobby now, Kinos. Please, feel free.
And you think I'd leave you alone? You think I'd let you alone?
You handled Tuesday, brother. So I was trying to give you a chance to enjoy your Sunday. But I'm tickled pinky here. Trust me. You carry his cast a lot harder than I do. So we've got a lot of new faces tonight, Kinos. Godzilla, Saladin, Zammy's still fairly new to us. We've seen a pretty stellar performance out of him. I'm pretty hyped to see exactly how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to see new blood in the LCUS. Kenos is very quiet. I'm not surprised. Um, and you gotta just look out and try to get an idea of what these new players bring to the table. Whether there's friends from someone else, whether there's someone who's just found the LCUS GMA community. Always great to know what they're about, whether we see that in these sorts of situations or from previewing their games before you go up against them.
Well, I think we should get a good picture of what they look like tonight, folks. We are at the waning hours of the Community Cup Trials. So if you are out there in Twitch land, or if you're following us on YouTube the day after, please make sure that you are signing up for these Cym Class Feeders if you want to participate in the Community Cup. Also, at the end of this month, should be the last Cym Class Feeders of the month, which is on a Tuesday, the 29th. We'll be crowning our GCF Community Cup Trials champion for the month of June. So we hope you'll tune in for that. We are currently partnered with Feeding America. With these trials and this upcoming Community Cup, we are trying to raise money for the for Team Feed with Feeding America. We've raised $120, and because of that, we unlocked some awesome player cards for our upcoming tournament. We have some other great milestones that we'll talk to you in the downtime today about, so please make sure you're going. Get that donation in. If you're a player with us, please, in lieu of us charging any kind of sign-up fees, we're allowing people to have the opportunities to donate. Please, hop in, donate. We'd love to have you. Let's hit this next milestone tonight. 1v1 tournament with Kinos on Jarvan.
Definitely looking forward to that.
I appreciate you being a good sport about it, my man. All right. Let's make sure we are ready to go before we give them that big old R. Chat, throw me some spam. Let me know that you guys are ready and you're hype. we are going to throw them the R, and we are ready to go. Team 1 versus Team 2 in this illustrious match.
Here we go.
Now, in Champ Select, we really don't have much of an idea about what Godzilla or Saladin are capable of. It's been a while since we've seen a Maya-chan. Anything you excited for? Anything you think we should have our eyes open for tonight, Kinos?
I think that we should keep an eye on the new players, especially. Got to make sure that we know what they're in for, what they're capable of. But at the same time, I like seeing some of the old faces as well. Ravane down in the ADC role. Zammy, I've been having a lot of fun watching Zammy in Cym Class Feeders these last couple of weeks, so keep an eye on that as well.
Such a good macro gifted player. Zammy has been standout. I think if I'm ignoring picking bands for a second, folks, looking at Team Token, WD Fan, Idol, Saladin, and how are we saying that, Kinos? It's Sladen?
Sladen seems fine with me.
Sladen. I kept saying Saladin, but I think I'm trying to go 101 Arabian Nights on it or something. I think that's a lot of weight on Token and WD Fan with these unknown caliber of players. First set of bands did come across, and we are going to see peppered bands with emphasis in the top lane and support. One jungle band and one AD band, which could be a top band. You're banned against Ravane. You know the Vane's going to be off the table.
Yeah, you take the Vayne off, and also that Amumu has been doing a lot of good work. Also, guys in chat, if I'm still quiet, let us know.
Yeah, I'd bumped you up, so please do tell. Arcane Soda, my man! Thank you for the tier 1 sub. That's 21 months of that. Quero Pecco, we good to see you. We glad to see you tonight.
Very happy to see Wukong, a regular appearance in the LCUS. Kale, I'm a little more shaky on.
I like Kale because it's something very different from our normal play style. Really, there's only one late game hyper top, and that's Nasus. We saw a whole lot of that in the last split of the LCUS. But Kale is a very different flavor of that, so I'm excited to see it. It's a very different play style than what we're used to.
At the very least, it'll be nice to see someone else using Kale other than previous users. Thank you, Goonstomp, as well for the Prime sub.
Good stuff.
I'm going to be very interested if this Diana gets locked in, because that is setting a tone for how this blue team is going to be playing. And it is. All right.
Very strong pick today if you look at the North American competitive scene. Idolites locking in his signature Rise. That is most definitely a Rise mid. I had the opportunity to play a game with Idolites with him on the Rise, and it was a feat. It was something to be seen. He took some time off from the game, but you really can't tell. He shook the rust off really quickly, Kinos.
Yeah, and it's a good feeling when you're able to do that. Jumping back into a game and just feeling all the old motions again. Speaking as someone who's recently been playing games that they haven't played in over a decade and getting back in the swing of it pretty quickly.
You gifted, man. You gifted. You powering through that Ninja Gaiden, right?
Ninja Gaiden, yeah. On the third of the 3 games currently from the trilogy that was just released.
Man,
so we got a lot of assassins. Lot of burst damage coming out of these. Haven't seen a Katarina in a minute.
Well, let me tell you these bands are valuable, but I got to tell you, I hopped in a game with CalHop. If I'm talking about my play history with players, we have seen a lot of Katarina, but we're not seeing standardized builds. We are seeing Divine Sunderer Katarina. So it's a tank build, and it just hits like a freight train, Kinos. I think that's what we're going to be seeing tonight.
Well, I am all for seeing tank anything.
Well, I'm glad that the Karma ban come out, because that pretty solidly counters someone like Katarina. Providing those shields and the movement speed, just able to walk away shielded kind of defeats her whole purpose. But I'm also very excited about the Morgana ban. That definitely would have hampered a Wukong or a Diana. So,
yeah, I think that these bans have been very intelligent, especially, or even in spite of the fact that they don't really necessarily know who some of these new players are going to be locking in. So the ability to be able to make these bans just, based on your team comp rather than what you're up against in terms of players shows a real understanding about what you're going into.
Well, even if we ignore understanding, Sivir definitely a signature pick for WD fan in this community. Token on the Thresh. Very fun to watch these two. They got a lot of play history, and it's definitely going to be a skill matchup in the bot lane. Riv into WD fan. Diet Cuba Libre making a return to the league. We're happy to have him in the support role. I also really like the Nunu and Willump pick. Fun lore fact, Kinos. Did you know that Willump is actually the incarnation of the Inspiration rune?
I did not know that.
Well, folks, that one was free, but next little tidbit of info you get is going to cost a donation to Team Feed. But, Kenos, looking at these teams, there's some huge priorities in mind. With the Team Godzilla, you can definitely see that they want to team fight early with Sladen and G Godzilla, with team fighting hugely being in the emphasis late between the Sivir and the Rise. It's just going to be so hard to walk into this team late game. They can run you down pretty readily, and there's not much you can do to get away from it. Looking at the priorities of the other team, there's some pick-oriented champions in the beginning, but it's definitely a front-to-back team fight that at late game, allowing the Kale to scale and hopefully tear asunder the opposing team. Kenos, what are your thoughts on this matchup and who you think's going to walk away with the W?
Well, I don't especially like. I don't especially like blue team. I like some durability. Everyone knows that. Not seeing a whole lot of that right now. Obviously, Rise can get big. You could be playing tank Wukong. I like some of the initiation coming out of red team. You've got Nunu Snowball, which is always a great thing to see coming down the river if you are on his team. Terrifying otherwise. And Leona, of course, very good initiating with her whole combo build going in and can really mess somebody up if she gets in close. And I think that that will help sow some chaos and let Katarina get in and cause her shenanigans. But you really got to look out as Katarina for Thresh, I think. I think that Thresh is going to be a real key thorn in her side along with Wukong's ultimate. So Katarina is going to have to be very careful. This Kellhop is going to have to make sure that she's placing herself in the correct place. But like all teams with Kale on them, it's a question of how many deaths Kale will have to suffer before she hits level 18.
So,
Yeah.
with
So with all that in mind, if it goes late, red team. If it ends up being 20-0 before 15 minutes, blue team.
So, with that in mind, what do you do to shut down this Kale? Do you think that Diana's going to have the necessary gank potential to enable that Wukong to shut down the Kale? I don't know. When I think of effective junglers going in and shutting down champions, I don't think Diana. I think team fighting, and I think AP assassin, but not into that Kale. It's going to be an
I could
uphill fight, I think.
I could see Diana go ganking top once Wukong hits 6 and has that ultimate knockup. That'll give a little bit of disruption. But I mean, honestly, you don't necessarily need to shut down the Kale so much as make her team suffer because she isn't that valuable until she hits 16, 18.
I'm with you.
So as long as, if they're forcing team fights, she's basically, it's 4.5 versus 5 at that point. So we'll see how they decide to approach it.
Well, it should be a good time regardless, folks. We are moving into the game now. Please make sure you're getting hype in chat. Let us know your thoughts and feelings, and we'll try and shout you out during this match.
I hope Team 3 is watching with great interest here because if you're going to get any information at all from these new players, it's going to happen right now.
All
No, again, disappointing.
It might have been something they just picked up. It's pretty meta right now. But other than that, people putting their wallets on the table with some pretty solid skins. I think the naked Diana pretty much disqualifies them from the victory. But I really do love the Nunu and Will Up bot scale. And I think that the pool party Leona is probably one of the standouts of the pool party line.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen Silver Kale much, but I like Silver Kale quite a bit. Still not convinced about Battle Academia Caitlyn. But yeah, the lack of Diana skin. There's not. We were talking about Thresh not having any bad skins. I'd say Terror of the Deep is lower on the list of his good skins.
Yeah, that was his
Um,
first skin too. So really, the game's evolved a whole lot since then.
and also, I don't know if Lancer Wukong is a skin that I enjoy for Wukong. So
For as colorful as it is in game, I think that the splash art is lacking. And even if the splash art for Battle Academia Caitlyn hits all those uh, anime check boxes that people tend to enjoy so much, her running animation where she's
yes,
riding on her shotgun, just someone fix that. Right, it's worth it. Go on back next time you do a Battle Academia update. Just give her a quick run, give her hover boots, anything. That's just a dumb animation.
yeah, the animation is awful.
Can you get rid of overlay? Um, no, I don't play with full screen, so my the part where it says GMA is where the start bar would be, where I play with a minimized screen according to the resolution that I have. So that's why that bar's there. I'm sorry if it's distracting.
All right, and of course, the most important thing in this game is keeping an eye on the pizza toppings. Looks as though it's spinach and mozzarella right now. So we'll see if there's any sort of shenanigans. Most of the shenanigans we've been seeing out of Cym Class Feeders early game get spotted out pretty quick. A little bit of lag there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Yeah, I'm still not a fan of that skin, even if it's a little more colorful on the Wukong.
I
Have
think
enough
it's one of
fun.
those that's really valuable in game, but the splash art really needs to match the amount of effort you put into the game, and it just doesn't do that. All right, Disco Nunu showing us his stuff right here. Lots of pings, lots of pings. We care a lot about where they're starting, apparently, if we're on the blue side.
Or they're just doing it to annoy the casters. That has been known to happen. Well, we'll see what happens here in the beginning. Looks as though we're having one side red, one side blue on the starting gun. But this Nunu is definitely enjoying his dance party.
It's been the highlight of the game so far.
So yeah, a little bit of assistance here for both sides. Helping out quite a bit, actually. Token getting some of that extra hit in. Taking full advantage of starting with his flay for that extra bonus damage.
Smart play. Trade that hook advantage, get that early lead, and get to lane with some empowered autos. But top lane, the skirmishes just keeps going. Amaya-chan, disrespectful with those fights. First blood going over to Godzilla with a stellar first 2 minutes of his career with this community. Kenos, you can't beat that, my man. What do you think's happening in your thought process if you're on the Kale who TP'd back?
Well, you gotta be careful when you're playing as Kale early, and this is sort of what I was thinking about. I don't know if the Diana actually needs to come top. I think that Wukong is an aggressive enough player with aggressive enough style, and Kale is just gonna have to hide under turret for a while. Meanwhile, on the Sivir, looks like we got some sort of mushroom action on the pizza,
Oh,
and
big
there's also
fan.
a game happening too.
Mushroom is quite possibly the most underrated topping of pizzas, in my opinion.
I got Sig coming in with the deep thoughts on pizza toppings.
Well, I know what the folks are here for.
Right. I mean, you play as that skin. You know what you're getting. You're getting a discussion about pizza toppings. But yeah, some nice aggression there from Fan. Ooh.
Counter engages coming from both supports as they go in. Ravane getting ignited. Ignite not used by Diet Cuba Libre. So that cooldown will be available for DCL when he goes into this next skirmish. Token feeling very ambitious poking into Ravane, but the damage just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I like that there was both both sides engaged at the same time. It kind of shows how Leona can counterbalance any sort of aggression with her pull stun combo.
And there was zero hesitation there, Kinos. When that hook animation started, she used that E to go straight in. Very good stuff.
Yeah, very well done. We'll see how much more aggressive Token wants to be with that initiation. Hook missing there. It's sort of the problem with Thresh is that unlike Blitzcrank, Thresh very clearly announces when he's coming in, unless you're shooting from the brush, of course. So that'll give Diet Cuba Libre time to decide how he wants to respond.
Well, it looks like we are going to see no double scuttle. Thankfully, on the side of red, you're feeling where Nunu was able to get that. We do see Token in the mid lane, being that worldwide support, stopping a gank from Zamifun.
Yeah, I really love the bot lane rotations that have really started taking off in the LCUS. I feel as though it's really a way to make the players feel a little bit more engaged. We have seen the Wukong has been pushed back a little bit, Godzilla getting a little pressured by Amaya, but Amaya is also being very respectful, knowing the amount of damage that Godzilla can put out.
Speaking of
First dragon is
respect,
up.
I gotta say, I've got some respect for Amaya-chan staying in this game. Despite that early first blood, she is staying fairly competitive in CS, playing on the weak side. Kale.
Yeah,
Kale is the she. I'm not trying to assume anybody's genders.
Yeah, Amaya was actually up in CS for a minute there until they pushed the wave into the turret. But we do see the Wukong as being very territorial now, and this is how you play when you're someone up against a character that really wants farm but can't fight you one-on-one. It'd be interesting to see if we see any sort of attempts at an earlier dragon. At the moment, both junglers are being a little more passive. Except for that one little bit of a possible gank that was blocked by Token. But of course, Token's Grand Adventure means that he is a little bit behind in terms of experience versus Diet Cuba Libre. About quarter of a level may come into play.
It could, but I think this speaks volume. If we look at these ward scores, we're still very early game, but the sweeper has already come out from Thresh. So you're seeing less and less vision going to be able to be enabled. But right now, in the bot lane, Diet Cuba Libre and Ravane do have the vision advantage in this river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think they're not too worried down here in the bot lane for the blue side about this Nunu just yet. They've seen him a couple of times, and the joys of Thresh with his Flay is that if someone ever jumps in on your ADC, you can just knock him back.
Hey, folks, let me make sure I explain this again. I don't play League of Legends on full screen, and unless I enable full screen and bounce between it, there's going to be that purple bar. So that's there. It's a feature. That's not a bug. Big kill pickup by Godzilla again, going into that new jungle and shutting him down. It's going to let Diana get some counter jungling in if there was anything up there. So I'm
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really well done play by Godzilla there. And not only that, but that shows what's going to happen when this Kale tries to engage on him later. That ultimate knockup is such a pain in the butt.
Fight in the bot lane, Kinos. Flay coming out from Token. Ignite comes down again onto WD Fan. Odd timing considering Ravane did not follow up, but understandable. WD Fan able to keep autoing and just not really worry about that Ignite too much. Token throws the hook, gets nothing in response.
Yeah, the Ignites have been a little bit weird early on in this bot lane.
Huge damage coming across. Token not having hook. Walks up to Flay. They get some solid poke out, but that felt like a whole lot of damage for very little return. I do like that level of aggression, though, Kinos.
Yeah, the aggression has been nice in the bot lane. However, we're not seeing many of a return on it, as you said, for both sides even. We do have a nice gank coming up here, though. Will the Diana be able to take out Calhop? It looks as though they will be able to.
Well, I missed that, folks. Sorry about that. I thought the Nunu was going in, but it's just going to be setting up for this Drake.
Out of curiosity, are you on directed or are you managing things yourself?
I go between. I switch.
Because it's interesting that the directed AI seems to be different between observers.
I wasn't on
keep the
directed
point.
at that time. I was mousing the Nunu, waiting for the snowball.
Well, in my new experiments with directed, I've noticed on previous viewer co-casters having the same sort of issues. But yeah, first dragon goes over to our red team, so they may be behind in gold, but they are ahead in objectives. Also, apologies again to our viewing audience for Nightbot shenanigans.
It's strict, but it loves you, folks. Please make sure you keep communicating in chat. We're glad to have you. Right now, it does look like things are in a lull. Katarina going in. Calhop being aggressive for Sladen. That's going to take me a while. Zamifun going low. Godzilla trying to fight in his jungle. Going low, Zamifun might walk away, but no, does not. Global fight success coming across. 2 kills picked up for this blue team across the map, and looks like a potential engage as Calhop does walk away, able to shampoo away, scrub it off.
Yeah, Calhop, that ultimate is not the most engaging thing in the world right now. Gonna have to buff up some damage output before that ult is actually scary.
Very interesting flash from Idolites, trying to be very aggressive on Calhop, but not able to finish.
Maybe next time. We do have a bit of a gank here coming in. We'll see if the Nunu can get anything done. Great hook out of the snowball, though. Good little snare as well. Now Zammy's in trouble, but durable enough to get away.
And I think we're going to see him able to walk out of that. Ravane getting some tower plates down in the bot side. Right now, he is down in CS, but that 160 gold definitely helps. Potential fight in the mid lane. Snowball coming across. Zamifun tries to catch Idol. Lands the snowball, but that will turn into a disengage. Dear God, Christ on a cracker. Godzilla everywhere on this map. TPing to the bot lane. Daicuba Libre tries to get away. Second kill goes over to WD Fan.
Yeah, great teleport in there by Godzilla. Didn't want to shout over you.
No, please don't hesitate. Canadian bacon and pineapple on a pizza with the correct expectations is a delicacy. It's all about expectations with pizza. If you show up to my house with anchovies and don't tell me about it, I'm not excited. If you're telling me you're bringing an anchovy pizza, I have correct expectations.
Is expectation to be disappointed?
No. Oh, big hook
great
coming
hook.
out of Token. Very unexpected kill bush there out of the blue side. So far, this is turning into quite the stomp. Godzilla, new to the game, new to our community, but nowhere near new to the game. 4-0-2, 400 gold bounty on his head right now. Pretty even in CS, but what's that matter when you got all these kills under your belt?
I really have to wonder if Godzilla would be doing so well against a champion other than Kale, who doesn't threaten lane presence that much.
Well,
I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, and it is interesting because the Wukong was first picked. The Kale was picked into that. So I think the weight of expectations on Amaya, and I'm excited to see how they try and grow into that.
Dragon's up in 1 minute now. We do have the Nunu setting up for that, getting their crab and all that other good stuff.
Rift
Bit of a
is
Rift
summoned in
barrel
the mid
push.
lane.
Gonna get maybe a tower shot off. No, I think. Oh nope, it does get the tower hit. A little bit of a push in the bot lane now as well. Ravane and Libre have been a little bit on the back foot. Does get a good root off though, but the spell shield perfectly timed there by Fawn. Slows down. I'm surprised they didn't continue the engagement, but Leona does have slightly longer cooldowns, so they probably wouldn't have caught up anyway. You have Wukong pointing out that the Cloud Drake is going to be spawning soon. 20 seconds-ish. Big gather glump up by red team, and they're going to attack this bot lane as well. Another great hook out of for Nunu here, and then counter gank as well. Ravane flashes out of the box, does get hit by that frisbee though. Libre is walking through everyone. Big shot here onto Fan. Good ultimate, gets that 700 gold shutdown from Zami. Can they keep going? I think they're going to get a couple more pokes in, but it looks like they're getting turned around a little bit now. But they do have Idol and Godzilla up on this dragon, so I think Red Team may have to give up the dragon, especially because Caitlyn is heading back.
That was a good bounty pickup, though. I think it was a good shielding from WD Fan to stop that engage from Diet Cuba Libre, but DCL wasn't able to, I guess, DC'd after that. I had to try and re-engage, but very well done with the ultimate stacking from this blue side, from this red side.
And I mean, that's something I always really like about Severe players and Nocturne players too, is their ability to bust out that perfectly timed shield. And really turn the tables of a fight when a player is relying on a certain ability to land. It's nice for Morganas as well, with the black shield and that kind of hilarity that can come from that.
Checking the scoreboard, folks. Looking at it, we do see first items coming on the board for both teams. This very fed Wukong has the Divine Sunderer with burst damage on this Diana with the Rift Maker. Sorry, Night Harvester.
Yeah, we do see Divine Sunderer on this Katarina as well.
I like the Kraken Slayer on the Caitlyn, and I think it is very interesting that we went with the Mana Mune on the blue side.
Yeah, I mean, Sivir does like having a nice mana pool, so I guess it's not too surprising. But, you know, you see some interesting things in Cym Class Feeders.
Well, it looks like we're going to see Lethality Sivir, and she did go Dark Harvest, so that burst damage late game is going to be quite silly.
Quite silly. We do have Deanna in the mid lane right now going up against Calhop. Calhop not having the strongest start here, though, is up in CS.
I think it speaks to him trying an off-meta build, or a new meta build, I should say. Divine Sunderer is just showing up everywhere.
Well, you know, may as well. Strike while the iron's hot and all that.
Now, there is some engage on the bot side. DCL going on to WD Fan. Gets hooked and brought back in. Throws out the shield and the ultimate trying to disengage. Godzilla in the mid lane with Idolites and Slidane. Ultimate's coming across from Zami Fun. Kills trying to be picked up. Shutdown goes over to Calhop. Calhop picks up the blades, regenerating as he goes because of Divine Sunderer. Zami Fun goes low. Double kill going over to the Diana to wrap up that team fight, as well as Turret in the mid lane. Blue side is still continuing their dominance with a 4K gold lead. Kinos, what's the return path for red side?
I mean, I think that they just need to keep playing the way they are playing. Take advantage, at least at the moment, of some of the overconfidence you're seeing, because that was a hell of a crazy dive from Godzilla.
Ooh, huge hook from Token. Play into the ultimate. DCL trying to walk out, but not able to succeed. Token picks up the second kill there. That is a huge hook from this bot laner. Token showing his support superiority.
But also, they're suffering from the fact that they've got a Kale again here. Could you imagine? We have seen Godzilla as this powerful force, and we're not seeing much of a peep out of Amaya here, as they are desperately trying to get online. And that's not going to happen for another 5 or so minutes at least. And how much further ahead is Blue Team going to get in that time? So I try to find some way to get some other people with damage potential fed, maybe get a kill on that Ravane. But other than that, it's going to be rough.
We do see the Mythic come on board, Kinos, for this Sivir. It is going to be the Duskblade, so this is a lethality build confirmed. Mythics are coming on across the board, but the Kale, going for even more scaling, picks the Leeching Leer for first item. That Omnivamp, I think, is going to help in team fights, but it is interesting opting into even later scaling by postponing that Mythic purchase. I also do
Yeah.
not agree with fighting the Wukong right here. So able to walk away safely, though.
I imagine the Kale was expecting that she would just use her ultimate to get out if the Wukong chose to engage. But maybe this means that the Kale will have a better farming possibility. But again, it's a 4v5 from now until the Kale finally decides to leave the nest.
Looking at it, folks, we are 20 seconds away from the third Drake to show on the map. Vision scores are fairly even, except for in support. This is Token's map, and you should be thankful he let you look at it. 31 vision score right now. Absolutely insane out of this Thresh.
All right, we do have the Kale down here now, so it is going to be a whatever sort of form takes 4v5 or 5v5. I do have a hook immediately on the Nunu, but the snowball does sort of connect. Big ultimate there on the Nunu as well, giving him a chance to pop the ultimate, but the knockups are too strong. And we have a chase going on with the Wukong. Do have a kill there from the Kale as well. I don't think that they're going to be able to handle too much here. Almost did get Fawn, actually. I think that if the Kale just attacked and didn't bother trying to juke and jive, might have been able to pick up a kill there. But of course, then they had the full health Godzilla to deal with.
Yeah, that was so difficult on the red side to try and engage on that, and the zoning ultimate from the Thresh just made that engage even more rough. The interrupting of the Nunu ult, I feel, also potentially saved a few lives. So
Oh, absolutely.
I think there's still some hope for this red team, but you have to be terrified at this point. Now at a 8K, almost 9K gold difference.
Yeah, the goal difference is massive. The level difference is starting to matter as well. Look at the difference between these ADCs. Like, there are no two more different ADCs on the planet Earth. We got almost a 3.5, gonna be 4 pretty soon, gold differential. 6-1, 0-4, 3 levels separating them. It's rough to watch.
Very much so.
But yeah, I think that, yeah. I've said it already a couple of times talking about the Kale. We'll see as the levels grow if Amaya can help mount some sort of comeback. But with how there's definitely a lane differential right now, and nothing against Amaya at all. It's just the champion that he chose to play on this particular evening.
And just now we just saw Token steal the red buff with a hook and a flay. He is putting on a clinic tonight on how to play a hook champion. Hook's coming out. TP coming from Godzilla, getting stunned, but
Got
he
trapped as well, I think.
He will try to play catch up. They want to team fight this, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Pings are falling onto Baron right now, freshly spawned, ready to go. Zamifun is caught out. Godzilla is there, still fighting. They're trying to prolong this. Ultimate will provide that needed shield and allow him to flash and walk away.
Yeah. Good flash to get out of there. Very rough to see. They were in a reasonable position there. Had to use a couple of ultimates, and it still wasn't really enough to put Godzilla in too much danger. But now they're going for Baron. And we'll see. I mean, there is some possibility for a steal here. I don't know if it is actually going to happen. We'll see if anything cheeky happens here real quick. Nope.
No, it was one of those vision diffs, Kenos, where they weren't able to get aggressive warding at the time, and blue side didn't clear that one ward in the pool. I don't think that they fully understood what was happening.
Yeah, it's rough to watch those sorts of things. So, I mean, basically everything is in blue team's court right now. On the backs of their top end ADC, but I mean, everyone's doing all right. You got the Diana at 3-1-3, 2-1-5. And I hope that Fawn appreciates that his skin has led to a in-depth discussion of pizza for the last 23 minutes.
Big flash out of DCL there, able to escape that hook from Thresh.
You know, I think I've decided what I don't like about this Wukong skin. It looks a little bit too much like some of Nasus's skins if you unfocus your eyes.
I can
But
see
yeah, so
that.
you-
It's the staff. It's the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
what you're
the
talking
staff.
about.
And the head shape's a little more dogular than monkey, also.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got a good siege here. That's the great thing about Baron buff is you get this sort of siege potential where you can just plant a line in the sand. Ooh, good hook there on the Kale. That's going to be a dead Kale pretty quick. I think I saw the Slade thing before she actually died. Wukong is now deep in enemy lines. The turret is down. How many more ultimates can that man pull out? Good attempt there by the Nunu, but I think the game's just going to end right here.
Yeah, they've got the wave. They've got the ace. Kinos, I think we're going to be going to game 2. Very well played by both teams, but a absolute clinic put on by this bot side. 8-1-8, 1-1-14, and Godzilla leaving one kaiju-sized first impression with us in this community. So, very well-earned victory screen. Kinos, let's take a look at some statistics. I know that's your favorite part.
Statistics.
Let me get to the right lobby. Here we go.
That's some big Sivir damage.
Huge. Let me get to that chart real quick. Oh, and my client messed up. Just one second. Let's get to graphs. And looking at damage to champions, huge amounts. Lethality Sivir paying dividends there with that burst. 18k damage. I think it just goes to show that they really stopped the Kale from scaling and dealing that damage. Very shocked to see the Nunu leading in damage here. So that just shows Zammy Fun, yet again, having a stellar performance in the Cym Class Feeders. So good on him and good on all players. We are going to be moving into Game 2. We'll be taking a very short break, folks. Please don't go anywhere.